Welcome back.
Welcome back to the last day of the whiskey tour of the world.
What day is that?
Day 24.
Yeah, got it.
This one comes from a place that unfortunately, I want to go to, but I may never manage to get to. The Faroe Islands, which is a territory that's owned by Denmark, and it lies in between Iceland and Scotland.
Way up there.
Way up there. You can get to it on some cruises, but to fly there, good luck is all I have to say. This distillery was the first established distillery on the islands in 1888, and it has produced beer up until the prohibition was lifted in 2016.
What? You didn't tell me anything about that.
I did
they had prohibition.
Well, they had prohibition on hard spirits in the islands, so they could produce beer.
Yeah.
So they have quite a history of the first step in the distillation process, which is fermentation, creating the beer. But they have really only had about 10 years of practice with distilling and creating whiskey. And in that time, they have won multiple awards.
I don't even know what the hell that is.
This book points out that a 500 milliliter of this bottle is very expensive.
Is that what it says?
Well, it actually gives the price. I'm going to hold that back until you try it, because I just want you to know that this is like liquid gold right here.
It's very light in color. It's like, I don't know, what would you call it?
Straw.
Straw?
I would call this straw.
Okay, hay or straw.
Hay is kind of green, isn't it?
Yeah. Dried hay.
It smells kind of like hay. Hey. No response.
I'm sorry, I'm still thinking. So you think it smells like hay?
I think it smells like dried grass and hay.
And then sweetness from a bourbon barrel.
I don't get much. I mean, I guess now that you mention it, there's a little bit of like a sweet note to it, but I don't get a lot. I don't get a lot of sweetness on this one, on the nose of this one.
Cool.
This one is ex-bourbon and sherry casked finished. They literally said liquid gold in the book.
Doesn't burn my nose when I stick it in there. What's the alcohol? Thank you.
47%.
Okay, so it's high.
I do feel like the straw or grass aroma for me is very pronounced and pungent, but not in an unpleasant way. Like, it's a pleasant aroma if you like the smell of country roads and cut grass.
Okay, I'm gonna try it. Okay. So we experienced a technical difficulty where my phone filled up and stopped recording. And we had just explained all of the stuff that we wanted to talk about, and now we're gonna try to do it from memory. I don't have any left.
So we're gonna talk about the taste.
The taste. The taste. And your taste is
accurate.
Yeah.
Mine's gonna be accurate. But you can smell mine, maybe get a little bit of remembering of what we just talked about.
Yeah.
So we talked about the nose. The palate on this one, I remember that I said that I felt like it was very like white sugary to begin with, and then it moved into like a grassy note, and then it got kind of bitter, almost like green coffee.
Yeah, and I said green tea.
Yeah, and then it shifted into like this lingering flavor of just like hay and sugar. I'm gonna taste it again and see if my memory serves me correct.
I kind of led the conversation into the understanding of what I thought this one had for value and you talked about the shipping costs and the production costs.
We talked about the price.
We did talk about the price. I thought it was more expensive than it is, but that doesn't mean that I like it.
Since apparently we're
Third personing it.
We don't have a lot of time because Kyle doesn't have a lot of memory on his phone. We're going to be concise about this one. So let's do some tasting notes. So on the nose, it just says strong, which I appreciate that because it's pretty concise in the fact that it's just going to tell you that you're going to smell a lot on the nose. And for me, that a lot is strong. And
we did all the nose stuff. We were trying it.
On the palate, it had malt and fruit are balanced, sugary early delivery, which we were confused at, and I read it wrong the first time. So you're glad you're getting this as a second time through. Then barley fortified with a taste of sultana.
Sultana is like an orange thing?
No, it's like a golden raisin.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a little bit of a fruitiness on this, and I can totally see how like an aged like sultana probably would be a flavor characteristic that they could give off of this, but I just get an awful lot of sugar and grass. And so I found it very hard to distinguish this one from anything else. And then on the finish, they have barley with a tinge of vanilla and a hint of spiced cocoa. We did not get that at all. And we talked about that at great length, but it apparently is in the ether now.
Yeah.
So bringing it back to what Kyle now wants to talk about is the price. I'm going to ask you, because now you know what the price is, so now you can guess it correctly. What do you think the price of 500 milliliters is of this bottle?
Yeah, so that's 250 milliliters less than a regular bottle size, and I think the price is $175.
You would be correct.
Oh, wow.
Amazing that you would know that.
Okay, so I compared it to the Australian or the other side of the world whiskey that we had last year called the Lark, and I said that was a very good whiskey. That is something that I understand it costs a lot of money. It's on the other side of the world. This is not that. But I predicted the price was $300 and it's $175.
Yeah, and I thought that the reason that the price was so high was because the Faroe Islands are an archipelago that's like the size of like the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Like it's not a super big landmass. They probably don't have enough that they can grow to support the humans on that archipelago and the wildlife and the livestock and whatever, while also having product to make their whiskey. So they're probably sourcing their barley from the mainland, from Scotland probably. And so the reason that the price is probably so high is because the cost of materials is so high for this particular one.
Yeah.
And that's basically what it boiled down to. And then I made a joke about how the price of this is probably going to be the same amount to ship it to the US as it was for a bottle of it. But that's going to fall flat because you didn't hear it the first time.
Okay, so I suggest a quandary for you. At work, we did an event where we voted for the best fast food place. And in that voting, we picked a place. All of us did like March Madness kind of bracket. And it ended up being the restaurant we went to for that week. And I suggested at work that place that landed last is where we should go next week, aka this week. And I'm singing the same thing to Gail. And in the next episode, we're going to cover what I think is the worst of the box and what is the best of the box.
Along with our overall wrap up of it.
Yep.
Okay.
Cheers.
Which I said that's fine because I have notes this year. So.
Yeah. I'm glad we took notes.
Thanks for sticking with us on this one.
Yeah. Bye.
See you next time. Bye.